Music superstar Joe Jonas has filed for divorce from the Game of Thrones actress, Sophie Turner. But why are there people saying that this marriage wasn't made in heaven and a divorce was bound to happen? Let's spill the tea and dig deep into all the juicy details that those lenses totally miss. How did this picture-perfect relationship end up going so sour, right? Well, you know that even before the divorce rumors started flying around, there were all sorts of rumors and controversies about the couple, especially Joe, but their PR team is pretty darn good at shutting them down.
This is one of my favorite celebrity couples, so I really hope that this one is not true, but let's get into it. This one reads, there are not many days when this boy bander turned group member turned boy bander doesn't try and have a threesome with his significant other and another woman. And that is allegedly Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner.
Joe Jonas has filed for divorce from Sophie Turner after spending 4 years of married life together and having 2 daughters. Reportedly, the Jonas Brothers singer filed for the dissolution of his marriage with Sophie Turner on Tuesday, September 5, 2023, in Miami Dade County, Florida, with the petition stating that the marriage between the parties is irretrievably broken because Joe was a home person who loves taking care of their children, while Sophie was a party girl who would rather be with her friends than tend to her kids. To top it off, a document was leaked that exposed that their 2 daughters have been living with Joe in their Miami home and across other locations in the U.S. during their tours. However, people don't seem to buy this. According to reports, Joe's every move is a PR strategy to put Sophie on the bad light.
Okay, let's talk about this photo that Joe Jonas posted yesterday on his Instagram. This post was very deliberate, you guys. PR 101 lesson from somebody who's been working in this field for 6 years. I think it's pretty obvious that the source that's talking to TMZ is from Joe's camp. They're painting Joe as a loving family man, which I'm sure he is, but they're also trying to paint Sophie in a bad light. She likes to party, she doesn't like to stay home, they have different lifestyles. They're trying to make her look irresponsible. Joe posting this with the wedding ring front and center and putting it back on for the show in Austin was very deliberate. It's all about public perception. And since Joe's camp went to the press before Sophie's, they want to portray him to the public like he's the heartbroken one, he's sad, he loves Sophie, which I'm sure he does, and I'm sure he is heartbroken. But keeping the ring on in this photo was on purpose. And of course this was a real relationship and these are real people, but at the end of the day, Joe Jonas is a brand, and his team's job is to protect his brand. And his image to the public right now is that he's the heartbroken, loving family man. He is winning in the court of public opinion, essentially.
A fan also commented, "The way Joe and his publicist smear your name in media is unacceptable and disgusting. I'm glad many people see through the bees. Much love to you, Sophie." The divorce rumors between the Jonas Brothers singer and the Game of Thrones star sparked on September 4th when Joe was spotted without his wedding ring. Reportedly, he and his team got in touch with divorce lawyers, without Sophie's knowledge. According to reports, their marriage has been on the rocks for the past 6 months. That's why Joe has often been seen without his wedding ring. However, there have been a few instances where he was spotted wearing it. This puzzling timeline of events isn't just baffling for the public. Reportedly, it's meant to confuse Sophie. In case you missed it, Sophie posted this photo a few weeks ago when divorce rumors were swirling. I mean, why would you share sweet photos of you and your husband when you know you're about to divorce in a few weeks, right? Right when TMZ reported on the alleged divorce, Joe took to Instagram to post a photo proudly displaying his wedding ring, seemingly in an effort to contradict the reports that he had filed for divorce. However, 2 days after posting that, Joe and Sophie officially headed for divorce, saying, "After 4 wonderful years of marriage, we have mutually decided to amicably end our marriage. This is a united decision." The news of Joe filing for divorce came as a huge surprise, but the couple was also seen together during the opening of the Jonas Brothers concert tour. He also featured his gold band when he posted another IG post of him and his brothers on Monday, September 4, 2023, while they relaxed over a Texas sunset with the caption, "Happy Labor Day weekend, everyone. This tour has been incredible so far. Having a little family time in the Texas sunset tonight before a big Austin show tomorrow." Let me ensure you're up to date. A few days ago, when divorce rumors began to circulate, Joe and his team responded by consistently sharing photos of him wearing his wedding ring, including one from September 4th. What's intriguing is that the very next day, on September 5th, Joe filed a petition for marriage dissolution.
PR 102 class right now. We got a joint statement from both Sophie and Joe, and then immediately after there was another TMZ exclusive, again painting Sophie out to be the villain, saying that Joe caught Sophie on the Ring camera doing something that was so terrible, and that was the last straw, and that was the reason he decided to file for divorce. So again, they're trying to paint the narrative that Sophie did something bad, even after posting this amicable statement. And if you scroll all the way to the bottom of this most recent TMZ article, at the bottom, they say we reached out to Sophie's team, they had no comment. They don't say we reached out to Sophie and Joe's team, because they're already in contact with Joe's team. Joe's team is the one that's feeding them all of this information. This is about to get very messy, I think.
Meanwhile, the GOT actor's most recent Instagram post, on August 14th, seemed to celebrate her husband, thereby telling fans that things are going well with their marriage. She shared several pics from her husband's NYC concerts captioned, "Long, long New York nights. Did Sophie remain unaware all along?" The photo was snapped during the opening of the Jonas Brothers concert tour, which Sophie attended but was noticeably absent during the next few days. Unlike the two other Jonas wives, Kevin's wife, Daniela Jonas, and Nick's wife, Priyanka Chopra. This leads fans to speculate that Sophie was aware of their troubled marriage, but wasn't aware of his husband's plan to divorce her. It doesn't seem to add up to being actively involved in your husband's concert one day, and then filing for divorce just a few days later, does it? Speculations about the cause of their split surfaced. Reports reveal that Joe and Sophie had been having serious problems over the last 6 months, but they never went into details about what went wrong. According to a source with direct knowledge who spoke to the outlet, she likes to party, he likes to stay at home. They have very different lifestyles. And apparently, these media outlets were trying to reach out to Sophie's team to comment on the issue. Do they mean these allegations of her being on the bad light come from Joe's team? In spite of the seemingly abrupt split, the publication further claimed Jonas and Turner had been having problems during the past few months. But this insider reportedly comes from no other than Joe's PR. But a fan says otherwise. She posted, "Weird what he said about the kids. Maybe she couldn't go with him on tour and he insisted on bringing them. That alone could cause a rift in the marriage if your partner wants to bring the kids on tour, but you don't want them to be on the road. Some people are manipulative, and you never know." Joe could have said that to make him seem like a great guy and put a negative spin on her, because if they're with him on tour, obviously, he's taking care of them. So, why say it? For years now, she had been battling depression, and she even guested in Dr. Phil's YouTube channel where she shared her struggles. She said, "It only started to go downhill, I think, when I started to hit puberty, and I was gaining weight. And then there was the social media scrutiny and everything. That was when it kind of hit me." Support came flooding in, and a fan commented, "Even with her lifestyle as a famous actress, depression doesn't discriminate, and I could feel every word she said." Dr. Phil was even quoted telling Joe, who happened to be there to support Sophie, "You've seen the worst, and it was horrible." Reports are flying that Joe was aware of Sophie's mental health challenges, but there are whispers that he may have fallen short in providing the support she needed. So she resorted to partying. Fans really have divided opinions about the celebrity couple's divorce. It even came to the point that the issue between Sophie and her in-laws resurfaced. Here's some context. The Game of Thrones star reportedly joked at her hubby about Joe wearing his purity ring while he was sticking his fingers in co-stars, actresses, and even a supermodel or two, and it didn't go well with her in-laws. In case you need a refresher, Joe and his heavily Christian family put premium on their purity rings. And that's basically the reason why his not wearing his wedding band for some time put internet abuzz. Anyway, Joe thinks that Sophie is funny, and he loves that she's not afraid to make dirty jokes, although sometimes at his expense. But his straight-laced parents, especially his dad, Paul, who is a former ordained minister, are not as amused about her jokes, and Joe is under a ton of pressure to get his wife, Sophie, to zip her mouth during holiday gatherings with their family. A fan supported Sophie and said, "I have no idea why anyone would actually want to be so cruel or mean to Sophie. She never did anything wrong. Not once did she ever not get along with Joe's parents. They all are such a great, beautiful, and wonderful family, and they all don't derive any of this freaking nonsense from this drama anymore. This is why the press of the paparazzi really needs to freaking stop coming up with these allocations towards these guys. They don't derive any negativity in their lives. They all derive more to this world-long live Jophie and their whole family. Really, a lot of things happened in the span of 4 years, and the couple experienced a lot of ups and downs. Through the years, fans have seen how they tried their best to make things work. The actress knew that the usual celebrity lifestyle of living out of a hotel while filming wasn't going to work for her growing family. So she and Jonas moved to Atlanta while she filmed The Staircase in 2022. It's difficult because I'm someone who doesn't like change. I like consistency, and with the job I have, it's not attainable. So I moved everything. My daughter, my entire house. There is no more staying in hotel rooms. We get a house and commit to it. Since Joe is often on the road touring with the Jonas Brothers, Sophie said that she wanted to be in a position to provide a more stable environment for Willa and her younger sister. "I couldn't go home to my daughter at the end of the day," she added. "Joe's job is bouncing around from city to city every night. I have a longer amount of time in one place, so it makes sense for me to have her with me." And after 4 years, loyal fans just find it both shocking and saddening that Sophie and Joe have finally decided to go their separate ways. Their efforts at battling issues and sharing a life together have gone to waste. Fans were absolutely shaken by this revelation. But could this messy divorce actually be the ticket to a happier life for Joe and Sophie individually? Spill the tea in the comments below. And if you want to stay in the loop for all the juicy updates, just hit that subscribe button.